Okay. We are trying to play with some of the Phyrexian cards, and I'm a little bit early because I don't have a critical mass of them yet. But we're going to give it the old college try. We've got 3 of them already, and we've got 1 enchantment saga. And the name of this deck is Saga Proliferation. And basically what we want to do is we want to be able to put down some sagas, and then we want to be able to proliferate and cycle through them faster. Granted, that means we need to be alive long enough to do something about it. And that's not looking likely here, is it? So can we do anything? Let's see, that's got Toxic too. Yeah, I guess we'll do the cut down on that one. Do not have protection this early in the round. Thank you. Skrelv might, you know, for being a rare card, I'm seeing it all too commonly the entire day. The last almost a week now it's been that we're seeing this thing. He is an artifact creature though, right? So how do I want to do this? I can put that out now, and let's get our own Toxic. Come on, you had your turn, it's my turn. I don't have the extra mana to proliferate, but we're giving up that part. And he gets to exile. But that's an artifact creature, right? Oh, it has to be mana value 3 or less. He can't exile me. Does he still want to bum rush me? He thinks he can still get me with all the toxicity. Okay. What do we want to do? We want to wait, I think. Yeah. We want to wait. That's an artifact creature. He's going to attack with it. Let's get rid of that one, if we can. It's your choice. What are you gonna do? He lets it go. Then what are you gonna do? We're still waiting. He's in the middle of an attack. He's thinking about something. Hexproof and 4. Return non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Confirm. Okay, I don't have anything to proliferate there, so we're missing out on another chance to proliferate. He just gets yet another guy. That is an artifact creature. Okay, let's do this. You can go up to his hand, and that means since you're a token, you disappear into the ether, and we have just done our first poison counters with the new expansion, folks. They can create Phyrexian artifact creatures now, and he is putting everything out that he's got. Okay, so we got the Bloated Contaminator. We got the Defector Mite, and he's tapped out, right? So we drew a card. that thing. Okay, so we'll destroy the target artifact now. We get to proliferate. We submit 2, so he gets another poison counter, and we get our guy back. Already complete. Next, let's put this down. He can't cast a 3 casting cost next turn. I'm only at 4 poison.
See me coming.
So I'm going to attack with my 4/4. And we do the damage, and he gets 3 toxicity, and I get to draw a card because I attack this turn.
Now this is a juicy secret.
I feel good. You're out of cards. I will block you. You have to block me. That one can't block. You can proliferate, right? So I'm at 6. So that would be 7, 8, and 9. What do we want to do? We'll just do the regular mana for that. And this should be game. I'm going to tap his blocker. We'll give him 10 poison. Is that why you're going to... Are you roping me? There we go. Just relax and let it happen.
To carry true history to the other
We're playing
world.
Phyrexia, right? Hey, Tamiyo's been completed. She's on Phyrexia's side.
You do not write this story.
And we won with poison. And I got Vorinclex as my avatar, so everything is appropriate. Woohoo! So not every Proliferate spell worked because we had to use it before we got stuff out. But we only have like 8 Proliferate card spells in the deck. So it's kind of weird. We got a lot of them up front. Alright, here we go. Proliferate Sagas or Saga Proliferation? I like the way that is better. Alright, as we take you in to show you the deck, we remind you to like and subscribe, especially if you're new. If you're old like me, then you know what, hit the like button anyway. I don't think it works if you click it multiple times, but click it once. Alright, so we've got a series of proliferation spells, and we've got a series of enchantment sagas. So if I do this and type in proliferation, did I spell it wrong? What do you mean no cards could be found in under the current filters? Proliferation. Tion. That's weird. What if I do the aspirant? You gonna find it? Oh, it found it. Oh, so it's only got to be proliferate, not proliferation. My bad. Proliferate. Okay. So these, I have 10 cards from Phyrexia, the new latest expansion, and all of them are in this 3-color deck of blue, black, and green. And this is a bit of a difficulty because New Capenna had 5 different 3-color combinations, and black, blue, and green were not among them. So there's no support from New Capenna from an entire expansion set. There's nothing really to help me out. And that can be limiting. But the idea is we've got 10 spells in the deck that cause you or help you to proliferate in one way or another. And what we wanted to do is just a general strategy, is we wanted to get whatever enchantment sagas made sense in those 3 colors and put them in there and use it. So if I can get this thing to work right, I'm not trying to search anymore. I just want to go up. Hang on. Let me go out and come back in. See if that fixes it real quick. Bear with me. Welcome to Tpull's Corner. We're very professional here. That's not going up now. What if I get rid of all of these? Wow, what is wrong? I don't want to do reset. Okay, everything's reset. The button's not working. Okay, we can get in here at least. It's kind of expensive, 3.4. Only 14 creatures. Because we're doing a lot of enchantment sagas, it's 23 non-creatures. So a couple of artifacts and 7 enchantment sagas. And I guess we're going to go this way, because I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, we've got one cut down, one Eater of Virtue. That Eater of Virtue should not be there. That was a misclick. There we go. Luxior, that's what I'm looking at. We have a number of Planeswalkers. So we can equip a Planeswalker for only one. And the equip permanent doesn't become a Planeswalker, it becomes a creature. So whatever loyalty numbers is going to become their toughness and power, plus they get the +1/+1 from it. So we're looking to get a Planeswalker down and equip it with Luxior. We've got Serum Snare from the new expansion. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If that permanent had mana value 3 or less, proliferate. There's so many tokens, I'm figuring we'll just use this on a token. Scheming Aspirant, Phyrexian Advisor. Whenever you proliferate, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So if we get him down first, we've got maybe 9 chances to proliferate in the rest of the deck. Is that worth it for him? We'll see. Our first enchantment saga, Tribute to Hirobi. If we can proliferate this, we'll go through 1 and 2 real quick and get our rats back, so that's good. Copper Longlegs is 1/3 with reach, and we can sort of wait on him maybe. We can just pay and sacrifice him whenever we want, proliferate. Tainted Indulgence, draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard. Aether Channeler, we're usually looking to return another target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, but maybe we'll draw a card or get a bird. 1 copy of Cemetery Illuminator, he's got 2/3 with flying. When he enters the battlefield, you exile a card. Then you can look at the top card of your library anytime, and once each turn, you can cast a spell from the top of your library if it shares a card type with a card exiled with Cemetery Illuminator. So if we get him to last long enough to enter the battlefield and attack a couple times, we could probably cast just about anything from the top of our deck. Icarmoon Gauntlet. This is a Phyrexian card, an artifact. Planeswalkers have 2 extra abilities now. They can proliferate for no cost, and for -12, they can take an extra turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get to choose a counter on a target permanent that can be the Planeswalkers, and you add an additional counter of that kind on that permanent. So if we do get lucky enough to come across a Planeswalker and get it out while this artifact's out, maybe it'll last longer. Maybe we can put it to better use, or just more use, get more value out of it. The one ninjutsu card we have, Prosperous Thief, 3/2. When I deal combat damage, get a treasure token, so that's just kind of to help me with the 3 colors to fix my mana as I need it. Braid's Frightful Return. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, opponent discards card. You can return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and the target opponent may sacrifice a permanent. If they don't, they lose 2 life and you get to draw a card. Liliana of the Veil. Very popular from Dominaria United. Very popular with Mono Black too. We threw her in here. Probably usually just going to have the target player sacrifice a creature. Carnivorous Canopy. Say that 3 times fast. From Phyrexia, destroy. So this is like a, what's the name of the card? I'm blanking now. We normally have cards where you can destroy green cards that are sorceries, where you can destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. So here, if that permanent's value is 3 or less, you also get to proliferate, which automatically makes this a better card, right? Although it's a sorcery, not an instant. Keep that in mind. Contagious Vorak, Phyrexian Boar Beast. Do you like those little tentacle horns coming out? When he enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card and put it into your hand, then put the rest at the bottom. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, proliferate. So we've got 3 colors. We might need to get the land. If not, maybe he's got poison counters on him, the opponent does, that we want to proliferate. Maybe we've got a couple of Planeswalkers out. Story Weave. We can either put 2 +1 counters on a target creature we control, or put 2 lore counters on a target saga we control. And that's kind of cool. So that's kind of proliferation on its own. Kaido Shizuki is another Planeswalker. I'm looking to maybe create a blue ninja creature or draw a card with him. We have Gloom Shrieker. When it enters the battlefield, return permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So, again, since we don't have so many creatures, this is a way to get something back out of the graveyard. Old Rutstein, when you enter a battle, mill a card, and depending on what's milled, you get a treasure token back, or a green insect creature token, or a blood token. Inventive Iteration and Enchantment Saga. Return up to one target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Then you return an artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. If not, draw a card, and then you get a 3/3 flyer. And whenever you cast a spell, your opponents can't cast spells with the same mana value as that spell until your next turn. Tpull, Inquiry Dominus. Legendary Phyrexian Horror, 3/5 flyer. If you would proliferate, proliferate twice instead. And for 3 mana, 2 of which has to be blue, or you can just pay 2 life and 1 generic mana. You can remove 3 counters from among other artifacts, so not the Phyrexian Horror, but anything else, artifacts, creatures, planeswalkers, and make this guy indestructible. Sorin the Mirthless, if you've been playing for any amount of time, I don't need to linger on him. But if you're new and I'm going too fast, just freeze the video and you can stare at these for your heart's content. Long Reach of Night. Imagine if we proliferate this, our opponent would have to sacrifice 2 creatures in a single turn or discard 2 cards. Or maybe discard a creature and discard a card and sacrifice a creature. Besieger reaches skyward to get us a couple of forests. Venomous Brutalizer, which we just saw, 4/4 with Toxic 3. And we would need to have 6 mana total, 3 of which has to be green if we wanted to proliferate as well on that one. Urtai Resurrected, which, I wonder if I can go, can I change it from there? No. Let me, that's where it was, hang on. I don't like the, although I'm a big fan of the paned glass, I'm not when I'm trying to read the cards, so I needed to fix that. Okay, forgive me. Urtai Resurrected from Dominaria United, you get a choice. You can flash him in, you can either destroy a creature or planeswalker, or counter a target spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. Sky's Future Spider, you have to sacrifice a creature, but if you do, you can destroy target non-land permanent when it's a 3/3 with reach. Behold the Unspeakable from Kamigawa. Creatures you don't control get -2 till your next turn. This is a good card if you're looking for a control card and you're afraid of the toxic guys from Phyrexia coming at you in a wave and you need a turn to breathe for a second without getting more poison counters. Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim from Brothers War. Gulping Scrap Trap. This is the new one from Phyrexia. When it enters the battle or dies, you proliferate. So 2 chances to proliferate there. And Vat Emergence, another way to get a target creature from the graveyard straight out onto the battlefield and to proliferate from there. Run in 7. Reveal top 4 cards of your library. Put all the land cards into your hand, the rest into the graveyard. Or you can create a Treefolk creature, power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. Or for 0, you can put all the lands in your hand onto the battlefield. And at the end, for the ultimate, -8, return all permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand, and you have no maximum hand size. Gotta love that. We've got Tamiyo, which we used already. We can tap things down. We could exile a non-land permanent card from our graveyard and create a copy. Or we can create a notebook, and spells cost 2 less to cast. Vivian on the Hunt. Sacrifice creature, if you do. Search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrifice creature's mana value. Put it onto the battlefield and shuffle. Or you can mill 5 cards and put any number of creature cards milled this way into your hand. Or you can just create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token. And a more expensive spell, World Spell. Look at the top 7 cards, reveal a non-saga permanent, put it in your hand. And on the 3rd, you put 2 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So that'll be fun if we can get that out and proliferate it. And finally, Old Stick Fingers. When you cast a spell, reveal the cards from the top of your library until you include reveal X creature cards. Put all of them into your graveyard. Then Stick Fingers' power and toughness are equal to the total number of creature cards in your graveyard. I'm not sure if this should really be in there. This is the one that I might take out and maybe put in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it now. Because of this. When I look at this, it's 14 creatures, and the more I think about it, I'm going to go through a lot of good cards that go into the graveyard. And maybe, there's a good combination that you can do with Ren and 7 and Stick Fingers that I haven't seen anybody do yet, but I've been teasing around with it. but I think I need more copies of these before I get to it. So let's just get rid of that. And since I have so little removal, let's do an extra cut down instead. And we're going to change it that way. Alright, that's the deck. I have no idea why the other view wouldn't trigger for me. The game is glitching on me. It's never my fault, people. It's always something else. But that's the concept. Saga Proliferation. We're going to take our enchantment sagas. We're going to try to proliferate as much as we can. It sounds dirty, but it's just Magic the Gathering. We're just playing a game. We're going to proliferate like bunnies. Or we'll get killed quickly. Because we don't have the greatest land distribution here. It's not too bad. We have a play. We have a couple things we can do right now. Everything comes in tapped, though. Alright. I was expecting a Phyrexian deck. I'm not sure I'm ready for you. He's not sure he's ready for me. He's looking. This is kind of a card you want later. And this card we just don't have the right mana for. I think I want to save this to destroy the Oni Cold Anvil. And he's already gotten rid of mine. The bastard. Alright, what are we doing? Copper Long Legs it is. We can stop him from drawing a card maybe at a good time and use Field of Ruin to go get some blue. Start getting some blue. Hey! That's one of the ones that I was going to use. Let's discard a card. We can't use this guy. Maybe there'll be a chance to get him back later. No blocks. Didn't get a land. We missed our land drop. Shoot. 3 or less. That's not 3 or less, but... Alright. That's just too much to deal with. We gotta get rid of it. I wanted to keep that to still be able to take out an artifact, but we may have to use it. Kind of depends on what he's got going on here. Play with fire, really? Okay. Now you can't draw a card. May not help you at this rate. Ah, we're finally getting stuff. Okay. So, use Field of Ruin, make sure you can't draw a card. And I'm going to need a second black source to get Sorin the Mirthless out. And he takes priority right now. So if Tamio is going to come out, I'm going to have to pay life. But if I do, she enters with 2 fewer Planeswalker counters for the loyalty. No sense not attacking, might as well. We're getting near death. Oh, let's just do Liliana.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for answers.
Yeah. He's gonna use a blood token. Right?
Ah, one of
No,
your friends has to
he's not.
leave.
Okay. What are you gonna do then? Ah, you are going to use a blood token. Alright, so he's going to get to draw anyway. Uh-oh. That's fine. What do we got here? We've got a 2-3. 2-3 is not enough. So, Sorin it is.
Out of my way! I have a wedding to stop. I bring my own
Each player discards a card.
Don't
Get rid of bad
overthink
emergence.
things.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's not good. But that's what I have Copper Longlands for. Yep, they're trying. You do not get them. You will not get them. Okay, so I kind of feel like I have to get rid of her just to get rid of the Smelter
You
because he's got
failed to entertain me.
all these
Fun
ways to
when
get
you-
extra 3/1 tokens.
Off you go.
Fast as a puzzle, and I'm going to solve it. Knowledge is meant to be shared.
Reveal! Look at that.
You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
These Planeswalkers all talk a lot, don't they? Okay, he's gonna get Smelter back and the Harvester. We're kind of okay with this so far. Let's see. I don't want to sacrifice a creature, but I do feel like reading ahead a little bit. I want Cemetery Illuminator. I can't cast it yet, but I can draw a card.
Now that is an interesting fact.
And we can get Old Rusty. Perfect. Reveal the card. We get to draw again. Oh, it's just
Blood
never
for
mind.
knowledge. A fair
We
trade.
don't get to draw it again. It just comes into our hand. I should have attacked because he's got vigilance. I'm playing a little extra conservative. Let's see, that's twice the number, so he could sacrifice himself and do -8, -8. There we go. There we go. That's what we've been looking for. No. When this guy gets out, the battle will get long and drawn out and boring, and I usually lose them. I don't want a long, boring battle. This is long enough already, and I'm down to 5 life. Yeah, go ahead and attack me. That's what I thought. Okay, we get a treasure. What kind of stuff can we do now? Are you going to sacrifice something? No, you'll take the life. There you go. There we go. All right. Okay, when you enter the battlefield or dies, proliferate. You got 3 things to proliferate, right? Yes. Everybody gets extra stuff. You come into the battle. Oh, that... Hang on. Let me just draw instead. Draw 2 cards. Extra, extra, extra. Read all about it. Now what do we want to do? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like I want to draw a card.
I am here
Because now,
to learn.
he's out of the reach of the Harvester. And, boom.
You
Next.
can deal with my servant. I'm
Attack!
busy.
You're gonna take 10 points of damage? Wow! Dude, you were so dead. You were so dead. That's what you had. Gift of Fangs. Yeah, +2/+2 is not going to help against the 10/10 at this point. Especially since it's not an instant. There's no surprise there. Vampire deals damage equal to another target creature. Okay. So if you attack with everybody, you could take out one Planeswalker, right? But you can't even take out me. And he doesn't take out the blood token to get an extra creature. He just takes out a creature he already had. And he doesn't attack. Okay. Illuminator. Exile a card. Hang on. What do we have there? That's an artifact. Let me exile an artifact. I can cast this once a turn. Sweet. Inquiry Dominance, if you would proliferate twice. Life is so good. So now, if I proliferate, submit 3. That is so cool. What do I do for 12? Oh, I'm just confirming. Sorry. Okay. For 12, target opponent chooses a permanent they control, returns it to its owner's hand, then they shuffle each non-land permanent they control into its owner's library. I like that.
You deserve a chance to start over. You're up, though.
I've never used Teferi's Temporal Pilgrim's Ultimate before, so I just had to take the chance while I could. Woo! That is so cool! Final score, 5 to -10. Not quite as much with the enchantment sagas, but the Planeswalkers really showed up in spades, didn't they? And they gave us our 15th card, our 15th win, and hey, how's that for irony? We got Sakin's Smelter. It's like, oh, did you beat him? Why don't you take him? Alright, we'll do one more. We're feeling good. We're doing good. We're doing well. Sorry, I must speak proper English here at Tpull's Corner. When you go search on YouTube for Tpull's Corner, Tpull's has an apostrophe S. So, if we're doing that kind of grammar, we should do proper spelling. But I did keep Tpull in all small letters instead of putting any capital letters. Just a little nod to the current, internet age. Email addresses and all that good stuff. Ah, we're back to the regular Phyrexian poison that I've been dealing with for the rest of the entire evening. He's got first strike, but he doesn't have 3 power. This is really the ideal first draw, right? If I can keep him alive, any proliferation I do from now on is bonus. So of course he's probably going to die, right? You probably have some combat trick. Let's make him use it now. Yeah. I don't have Toxic yet, so that's fine. Better now than later, probably. What do I want to do? Do we want to... We can't really discard that now, right? So let's go ahead and just put down what we can. I'm not sure that I want to draw just yet. They gave us all the special lands instead of everything else that I would have preferred. I'm never going to get that out. Alright. I can't do... Well, I could do the second one, right? Yeah, let's do it. So far, it's just been combat tricks. And he did nothing. Seems a little weird. Are you gonna let me draw a card? He let me draw a card. Sweet. I can't cast it. I guess we'll do this. And that. And I can equip it. Sweet. It doesn't really do me any good. I don't have any counters on it yet. He was ready for my creature. And I have no green, no green, no green.
Under my leash, neither vampire nor human. You fight for me now.
That's the one positive thing about having Lux here, is that they can't just sit there and attack the Planeswalker. I have to choose if I'm going to put them in harm's way. Now you can take out the Vampire, right, but not Sorin. Or are they going to take out Lux here? It's artifact or creature. Oh,
Know that I will
nice.
not abandon my quest.
Not just Phyrexian cards, they got a Brother's War card in there. And I'm gonna die from all the poison. Oh, you serious, deck? This is starting to be what looks like a forced loss, is what they call that. Let's see if we can get anything. Discard a card. How about we get rid of the 7-mana card, and they just gave us 2 more green cards. Oh, okay. One of them's a land. Slightly, slightly better. I need 2 to get Ren and 7 down, though, and he doesn't have any dual lands to trade in my Field of Ruin for. Can you put down a specialty land, or are you just going to be mono white all night long? Or you have a 3rd Annex Sentry you're going to use on Lux here. Cute. 4 poison cards. I'm dead. There's nothing left. All 3 mana cards. Block one guy. I can get an untapped land. There's my second green land, finally. I can do that. I can exile an instant. And I'm done. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was just way too many green spells compared to my mana base. Maybe it just would not have mattered. That's really the ideal thing here, right? They've got nothing cost more than 3. They got 1, 2, and 3 mana cards. They had the perfect mix of 4 creatures and 4 instants and sorceries. And it doesn't really matter that it was poison. I think they would have won even without the poison. Let's go in and show you the deck one last time. I'm always wondering exactly how many games I should record in one shot, because I got my 15 wins in for the day, so I'm pretty much done. Let's see if this works again. Let me try and change the view. Do the... Oh, hey, it works! Okay, we're back to the regular way that I like to view these things. That I think this is the proper view. I think this is better for you guys, too. But yeah, that's just a lot of... Let me go look at the mana distribution again. We got 36, almost split off like a third, a third, a third. And the land is pretty well... I mean, here we had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... That's 11 different ways to get, not even counting the Field of Ruin, 11 different ways that we could end up getting green. It doesn't get any better than that. As a matter of fact, I think that's better than all the other colors. 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, we have more chances of getting green than anything, and it just didn't work out that way for us. Oh well. I think we did pretty good showing off the advantages of the deck. The enchantment sagas combined with proliferation worked nice in the first match, and the Planeswalkers showing up really was exciting in the second match. And there's a couple of cards that we didn't quite get to use, but maybe if we get a chance to play more another time, if you guys request, I will play a certain deck again. I just need to get somebody saying, hey, I really want to see this one in action again on your channel. For the most part, we don't do reruns unless I've got a very specific intention in mind. But leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the deck. Let me know what you think of the strategy. Since I'm really limited right now because I don't have a ton of Phyrexia cards, so I literally used the only proliferation cards that I have. If you're thinking about putting together your own specialty deck, think about putting together an Enchantment Saga and Proliferation deck. What would you do? Or if you want to go more in just all Planeswalker and Proliferation, what would your deck look like then? What colors would you be using? That kind of thing. That's the type of stuff that I like to explore. I'll probably be exploring it more and more later as I get more and more cards that are valid from Phyrexia for me to use with the concepts. But you can sort of see where my brain is going with we got Proliferate is a mechanic, and I want to see what I can do with it. And my two biggest natural initial thoughts are Enchantment Sagas and Planeswalkers. So I piled them all together and made a stew out of what resources I had available. And I like what I ended up with, actually, overall. But leave some comments, let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and we'll have something new for you next time. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.